Breaking news: Donald Trump, the president of the United States of America, things have changed a little bit, has reportedly survived a second assassination attempt in Florida. This shocking event has raised questions about his safety and the political climate in America today. Stay tuned as we dive into what happened, who is behind this, and what it means for the 2024 election. Before diving into the latest incident, let's quickly look back at the first attempt on Donald Trump's life. Back then, the situation was tense, but Trump's security managed to handle the situation swiftly. The perpetrator was caught, but the story did not end there. It was a sunny day. Donald Trump was ready to go on his rally, and then he was, addressing a huge crowd. Suddenly, there were third sounds came, like doom, doom, that was a bullet sound. It seemed that was pre-planned under the numerous amount of bullet sound and under the numerous amount of Secret Service agents and tightened security. But still somebody was walking down on the roof, top a few meters away from Donald Trump in Pennsylvania. Thank God somebody else took that bullet. Still I saw my grief and sorrow for that man who was killed in the procedure. Later, Trump was safely secured and moved from the stage, and people remained very silent. Shocking, innit? A lot of people could have been killed, and even Trump would have been dead if the person did not have the bullet on his chest. That was the first attempt when the former president of the US, Donald Trump, got the first bullet in his right ear. Under the super and high intelligence service and surveillance of CIA and the other agents we can call Secret Service agents. Those agents who were deployed personally to protect Donald Trump at any cost. And these Secret Service agents are always the ones who are being deployed in such places where these high profile people need to be protected. So welcome to Speak of Israel, your YouTube channel. We need your support, mates. Please subscribe to us and help us to grow and make our community quite big. Today we have got a target to complete 500 subscribers. If you can do that, we will be so glad doing it. Donald Trump has survived from the second assassination, a madman who proclaimed himself a pro-Ukraine supporter, who had personally been to Ukraine and sought to get a help of ex-Afghanistan soldiers, and others who have got an empathy for Ukraine. He was a pro-supporter of Donald Trump in 2016, and then later he turned as Trump hater. The main question is not to discuss who is he or what he has done, but to raise a question about the surveillance of the Secret Service. The suspect was hiding under the bushes, and he was hidden there for hours and hours. The suspect appears to have been 300 meters away from the target, Mr. Trump, at his golf course, Mar-a-Lago. A super-eyed agent saw him rattling under the bushes and setting an AK-47 gun, and he bravely shot at him. Somehow, the suspect was able to manage to get into his car, and then flee from there. After 32 miles, he had been caught by the local sheriff. Situation could have been more worse, and it was worsened the situation. But now, should we have a proper investigation on it, or should the current Secret Service director be resigning? Even a common man can say very clearly that what happened there, that was the full responsibility of Secret Service to not let that thing happen. Because we all know where we can find Donald Trump. We can find him at his golf course. We know where does he live. And if somebody wants to take a picture of Donald Trump, they always get gathered, or they always converge, at the Mar-a-Lago, the house of Donald Trump in Florida. That's what people do. And that's what people did at that day when all of them gathered in the place where they needed to be protected, where they needed, a support or maybe a sign, or you can say anything of Donald Trump. And this person got into the home of Donald Trump just 300 yards away from, Donald Trump, just 300 yards. That's what people are saying. And he was rattling under the bushes. And he said an AK-47 to kill Donald Trump back then. situation could have been more worst. Absolutely. So isn't it the responsibility of Secret Service to make this thing confirm that there is no harm of Donald Trump? And now we see so far there is a lot of drawbacks and you can say downhands in you can say, like in Secret Service. Last time the director of Secret Service downsized by the authorities and been demanded very, very vastly on social media. And according to that, she stepped down from being as a director and the chief director of, you can say, Secret Service. Now, what we can see is the press current chief or the director of Secret Service will also resign from his post, because now I feel that this is something that when somebody has to take responsibility. Secret Service is an amazing, you can say, people, and the person who sought that suspects under the bushes, highly skilled person, highly skilled training, I can say highly skilled trained person and train agent who sought at the person who were rattling under the bushes, commendable. That person should be praised as much as possible because he did one of the best job so far to protect the life of the frontrunner of Republican Party, Donald Trump, who is willing to become the next president of the US. And somewhat it is failing to do so. People are failing, and especially the Secret Service is failing to protect the Donald Trump so far. It is failing to protect Donald Trump, as I can see. So now we have to focus on, like political climate and tension. Tension has been raised among the politicians about their security concerns, whether it's Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, J.D. Vance, Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis, or others, etc. All of them have criticized what happened to Donald Trump, and I am very pleased to see that none of these Democrats have taken these things personally, and politicians have started fighting and started blaming each other, and they started pointing out or started saying that this person is responsible for this party is responsible for this. Thank God everybody took this incident or whatever happened there very seriously and said it like should not be happened with anybody, and that thing should not have happened with Donald Trump or anybody else so far. But one thing that is raising a concern now, one thing which is like recently Elon Musk has been criticized for his tweets on X, formerly known as Twitter, when he said why somebody is not even trying to kill Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Quite provoking, impelling, isn't it? That's what he has been doing with global news outlets. That's what he did with London Riot 2024. That's what he did, like in Brazil protest 2023. And that's what he has done exactly with people in many places. That's what he's done with the free speech when he took over Twitter. Now he's got a full control in Twitter. Isn't it quite provoking? Don't you think like somebody would have started, like inciting a riot in the capital or even in the US, across the nation, everywhere? And later, he deleted that tweet on X and he said that was just a joke. White House reacted on this and said clearly that this must not be seen as a you can say joke. That's what they have been talking about. And I think this person who claimed himself that pro-Ukraine supporter, he personally had been to Ukraine and he started, urging the people to send him a certain amount of money. He might have been scanning them, and the people who are the true supporters of Ukraine and the Ukrainian groups have said like we have got no connection with this person. That person has been identified as Ryan Ruth Beasley, if I'm not wrong. This person has been identified like that 58 years old person who had been to Ukraine personally himself, and then he's been ousted from Ukraine because people were saying like somewhat he was scamming people in the name of like fighting, in the name of revolution. And all the times he made even a YouTube video, many times he had an interview in different places, self-interview you can say, and then he was explaining that yeah, this thing should not be done in this way, and I think like we should be here to protect Ukrainian, and if you are there and you think that you can contribute at any cost to the Ukrainian military, then it would be very beneficial, so please come here. Then I think a Ukrainian government kicked that person out from that place because this person was mentally ill. And this is what happens with the gun law of the United States. When nobody has a certain control on this, and even there are a lot of mentally ill people who are controlling the guns, who are having even a machine's guns, AK-47 kind of guns on their homes, and this is what exactly criticizing people. This is what exactly creating a concern over here. That how could a person who is mentally ill can have a gun, the access of gun, at his home. That could be dangerous for somebody. Right? Look at the facts. What's going on there? Do you remember the incident where small children got the gun into a school and then he shot a gun by mistakenly, and that gun, the bullet attacked and like hit the teacher, the lady teacher. I think her name was Lucy Ledpay or something, on her chin. She could have been dead if that bullet was hit her head. We don't know what could have happened back then. But the thing is here, we should have to concern about it, like how these people are exactly reacting upon this subject. Secret Service need to be very concerned. There must be an independent investigation over it. How these people are exactly reacting on this. And if we think that these people cannot handle the proper situation, these people cannot handle, that means we need to change the whole leadership here. Because somewhat the Secret Service failed to do that. What if that secret agent could not see that thing, that something was coming through the bushes? At the same, they were being dodged by the person the first time who were walking on the terrace in Pennsylvania, and somebody just and that person shot the bullet, and somebody got in the middle of Donald Trump and the shooter and the sniper, and unfortunately that person got killed. What if in the same way the secret agent could not have seen that what's coming through the bushes? Then Donald Trump might have been dead yet. That is the main concern I'm trying to speak here with a lot of people. I had a conversation on this subject with a lot of my friends, and all of them said that was the fault of Secret Service agents. They should not have behaved in that way. But thank God to the one agent who a very, very qualified and high profile person who saw what's coming through the bushes, and suddenly he shot at the person who was hiding under the bushes. And then let's see what happened. Finally, we have got boom, we have got everything's done, right? That person's been held captive. That person has been into interrogation room. Now they are interrogating, and they are going to see what is going on. And who is the person who has hired him? Many people saying like he's been hired by Vladimir Putin. I don't think so, because he was the one who hated Vladimir Putin the most. I don't think so he could be hired by Vladimir Putin at all. Investigation is going on. Let's see what's going to happen and what kind of charges this person is going to face. I can't believe if like somebody's from Europe or illegal immigrant would have done it to the president of the United States. I don't know how the media and everyone would have reacted to this news. That was something that can go on days and days and long hours. So I think we should not speak up on this subject anymore or more. By the way, I will keep updating you regarding this subject, what is going on there. But meanwhile, I would like to take your leave. And in conclusion, I would say that the second attempt of like on Trump's life is alarming, and shows how fragile the political landscape is today. Will this influence this campaign, or will it fuel his supporters to rally even harder behind him? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this evolving story. Thank you very much for stopping by.